I thought when I stopped drinking that life would just be amazing and just grand. And so I can't wait. So all the great things that are going to happen to me. And it didn't turn out that way.
Welcome back to the Hopeaholics podcast. I'm your girl, Natalie Eva Marie.
And I'm Chad Carlson, and you're listening to the #1 addiction and mental health podcast.
And you guys, if you or a loved one is struggling, make sure you head to askevamarie.com or chaddick.com and chat with one of our AI companions 24/7.
Or text the number right here on the screen.
Together, we are breaking the stigma around addiction and mental health.
And fighting the fentanyl epidemic.
Now, let's get into the episode.
JR, welcome to the Hopeaholics podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, pleasure, man. Where are you from?
West Palm Beach, Florida.
West Palm Beach, Florida.
Yep.
I've actually been there a few times.
Yeah.
To the Breakers. Yeah,
Breakers.
a couple of conferences.
Yep.
They used to have. Actually, I think they still do have a big addiction conference there.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful hotel.
Love it.
Yeah.
I like Palm Beach.
It is actually nice.
I like it.
I go to ride bikes and ride my skateboard, and it's beautiful. It's $1 million mansions. Every celebrity's got a house there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Nice.
Do you love it?
Yeah, I've been there for so long. I mean, it's like I would love to try something else, but I've got too many things holding me down there.
Yeah.
But as nice as it is, there's also like some very crime-ridden areas. They say like one of the like Riviera Beach, for instance, I think is like one of the highest crime rates in the country. But yeah, it's its beautiful parts. It's got its not so beautiful parts, and I've been there since I was 8.
And how far of a drive is it to Miami from West Palm?
Hour.
That's an hour?
Yep.
Not bad either. So you're West Palm. You can be there where it's a lot.
I try to avoid Miami at all costs.
Yeah.
The traffic is just terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. I like enjoy Miami like for a short period of time.
For a little bit.
Fly in.
There's what's that district? I forgot. There's a really artsy district that's really cool that has a bunch of breweries and stuff. Obviously, I don't go there, but
yeah,
it's a pretty cool area.
Yeah, they got way better. I mean, just different food, I guess, than what we have out here.
Tons of good restaurants.
Yeah.
I will say, I cannot handle the heat of Florida.
That's the one thing that's like terrible about it. And they call it the Sunshine State, but it's honestly like, especially during the summer, it's raining every day. You know, it'll rain, and then all of a sudden the clouds will all go away, and it'll be nice, and then it starts raining again, and the hurricanes and all that stuff. But you know, it's hit or miss.
Mm-hmm. That was how I felt living in Tampa and Orlando. I was like, you take a shower and then you feel
sweating, sweating your ass off.
Yeah.
Is that where the WWE is in Tampa?
It was in Tampa, and then now they're in Orlando.
They say Disney World is not actually in Orlando. I saw on
I think it's its own, like it's in like an incorporated
city.
Its own city. Actually,
I mean, it's in Orlando though. You fly into Orlando Airport to go to Disney World.
Yeah, I have zero desire to go there.
Yeah,
I mean, it's better than Disneyland. I don't really understand the Disneylanders that do it like.
People are obsessed.
Yeah, like obsessed.
We have like the Disneyland families or Disney World families like we have, and I have friends that go every single month, and I'm like,
they have like the passes.
Yeah, the passes.
I know, it's
people,
wild.
and they wear the clothes, and they have all the toys, and they have the movies.
I don't get it.
Well, I guess
but to each their own,
My ex-wife loves it.
My two sister-in-laws, they like. So I'm sorry if they like.
I did Universal for a while. I had a pass for that, and that's my kid liked it, and it's fun, the roller coasters and all that stuff, but. It's a little less child friendly, so I think that's.
Yeah, I feel like Universal is a little bit.
Yeah.
I could.
So, are you originally from New York?
I am originally from New York. Yeah, Long Island.
Long Island.
Yep.
But you moved to Palm Beach when you were 8.
Yeah. So my stepdad got a job transfer. He was a manager at LaGuardia Airport in New York for U.S. Air, and they gave him a higher position at Palm Beach International. So we moved for that, and. I think it was 8 or 9. So, I mean, I've been there most of my life, and then went off to the military, and then came back, and it's been home for a while. I consider myself Floridian. I don't claim New York.
How long did you serve for?
4 years.
Okay, what branch?
Army. Did a 1 and 3 day tour in Iraq, and my reenlistment came up, and I'm like, I think I'm good.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
spent a year getting shot at and all sorts of fun stuff, and my mom was an absolute disaster the whole time.
Sure.
And back then, I mean, I think it's a little different now, but you really don't have the ability to communicate. So I couldn't really call home all the time. We had a satellite phone that I was able to use every once in a while to like check in, but apparently, yeah, she was a mess. And she said, like, she told her friends to stop knocking on the door because every time someone would knock on the door, she'd imagine, oh, there's going to be some uniformed officers coming up to the door to tell her
'cause
son.
that's
Yeah,
how
and
they do it,
I was in the 101st Airborne Division working with Blackhawks, and on the news at the time, that was one of the, like, there was a lot of like terrorists shooting down Blackhawks. So every time that she saw that on the news, so I mean, she was a disaster. So I just, that was also one of the reasons I'm like, I don't want to have to put her through that again.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
How old were you when you went in?
18.
Wow.
Right out. It's
Baby.
crazy. It's crazy to me because I think now, like, they train you so well and they prepare you so well to do stuff like that. Like, I can't imagine someone coming up to me right now and say, "Hey, you're hopping on a plane to go to Iraq and deal with terrorists." Even like at 43 years old, I'd probably freak out. I'm like, but I wasn't scared. Was ready to take it on and do what I was trained to do. And
Yeah.
it was an experience. I wouldn't. I met so many good people,
Sure.
so many good experiences. It was a great time.
Yeah. Is that where, did you think, well, do you have any siblings?
No, only child.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Hence why your mother was even more of a,
Yeah.
Mess.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
you said your stepdad, so your parents got separated?
When I was 1, yeah, my mom, well, my dad was an alcoholic, and she warned him over and over again, if you don't stop, you don't stop, you don't stop, I'm leaving and I'm taking the kid. And she did it. She left. And I think I was 1 at the time, and then he got sober and cleaned up his life, but it was, I think, too late at that point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is he still sober today?
He passed away, but yes, he was sober, completely sober. And it's crazy because him and I, now looking back, we're like on the exact same path. We stopped drinking around the same time. He had some of the same mental health struggles that I had that I didn't even know until, I had a conversation with him, years before he passed away. He was on the same medications I take. And
Oh, wow.
so it was crazy to think. But yeah, he was, cocaine. And I went to his funeral and I heard some story because I didn't know my dad as a drinker or, drug user. And they were telling me these, and my dad was the nicest, calmest person. And he was a yoga instructor. And
Wow.
so to go to his funeral and hear these stories of him getting in bar fights and doing all this crazy shit was like mind boggling to me. I was like, I didn't know that guy, but that's super interesting. But
Yeah.
so, alcoholism runs in my family, to say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah, hearing stories like that does make me even more so. I mean, I do believe that it's like, it can be, we've had this debate and we've had polls about it, whether or not it's in genetics, in your genes, or if it's,
I don't know if it's like your environment,
what, did I do horrible?
You're having mic problems today. It keeps falling.
It's falling.
Yeah.
You gotta tighten it up.
I don't have big hands like your ex.
What? That just sounded all sorts of wrong. Hi, Emily.
There you go.
Her ex co-host. I'll clean it up with
Yeah,
that.
thanks.
Ah, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, there used to be 3 of us, and now there's 2.
Yeah, I saw that on
Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amicable split, so
Yeah.
we'll just stay there, right?
Yep.
Emily?
When did your addiction start? Like, when did it pop off?
So, I'll try to make a long story short. Obviously, getting back from Iraq and going through all that, I came back with PTSD. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, bipolar 2, ADHD, and so I had always worked in the restaurant industry before I went into the military. So when I got back, that was obviously like the first thing. I was like, I'd been a busboy, done all the things when I was younger. I don't even know if I served before then, but I got back, went right back to the restaurant industry, started serving. then I was like, I wanted to bartend. I was a trainer for, I don't know if you know what Smoky Bones is. It's a Darden owned it at one point, which owns Olive Garden and whatever. But I was one of their trainers. I would travel and open up stores, and I was doing really well. And I was like, okay, I want to be a bartender. They're like, okay, let's get you behind the bar. I started bartending. Then I want to be a nightclub bartender and be around all the women and do all that stuff. So I went and did that, and then it kind of just progressed. I ended up becoming a DJ, which was really strange. There was a bar that I really wanted to bartend at, and I went. There was one of the most packed bars in South Florida at the time. So I go in there, I meet the owner. I'm like, hey, I want to bartend here. He's like, we don't hire men, but he's like, I like your style. I like what you're all about. He's like, I'll see if I can do it, but why don't you come here and do security for me? You're out of the military, you're a big guy, do the door. So I do the door. One day the DJ doesn't show up. He's like, hey, you seem like a hip guy. Can I give you some iPods and just put these in the mixer and play music back and forth? Some guy made fun of me. He's like, what are you doing DJing with iPods? Whatever. So he asked me, he's like, hey, you did a good job. You want to come do it next week? I'm like, fuck yeah. I was like, girls are handing me shots and like, I'm just having a great time. Yeah. Let's do it again. I'm very obsessive about things that I get involved in, everything I do, and I become very good at it. So I immediately got home. I ordered $5,000 worth of DJ equipment, set it up in my room, watched YouTube videos, and taught myself how to DJ. Fast forward years later, I'm working at the local iHeart radio station. I have an on-air show. I'm a DJ. I've opened up for like Flo Rida, Sean Paul. I've done all this crazy shit, you know? So you can imagine that I was completely immersed. I was traveling. I was completely immersed in that lifestyle. So obviously drugs, cocaine, alcohol, partying every day. And it was fucking downhill from there, you know? And it all started probably when it got really crazy, I'd say probably 2011, you know, and it went on for 13 years. Yeah.
What brought you to your knees then?
You know, I don't necessarily know if there was an actual moment, but I probably would say 6 years I wanted to get out of this cycle. Like I was like, I can't stand it. I don't want to be here anymore. And I would go to work. I would wake up hungover. I would, you know, get ready to go to another DJ gig. And in my head, I know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to fall back into that cycle. I'm going to walk up. Some girl's going to say, hey, do you want to do a shot with me? And I'm going to be like, fuck yeah, I want to do a shot with you. And then I'm going to have another one. And then the cocaine guy. And then, you know, next thing you know, I'm back in it again. And it was just a continuous cycle. So I was so fucking depressed to go to work almost every day. But yet I did it for insanity. I did it for, you know, 6 years at least, where I was just like miserable. And I had a kid, and that slowed me down for sure, but it didn't stop me. And the one thing I think that really stopped me is that, you know, first of all, I was starting to think, I was like, I want to kill myself. I want to end this bullshit. I can't get out of the cycle. I fucking hate my life. I hate who I am. And I was dating a girl, and she was absolutely like the nicest fucking person I've ever dated in my life. The sweetest, like her and I are now best friends, but she was just so good to me. And I watched the shit I put her through, and over and over and over again, and the chances she gave me, and it was crazy. Like I would lie to her all the time. She's like, did you do coke? And I'm like, no. She's like, come here. And she would literally lick her finger, stick it up my nose, and lick her finger again. She like, I taste gasoline. And I'm like, okay. So I was just and then finally, like, you know, I stopped drinking. That was about the time I finally had a night where I cheated on her. And I felt fucking disgusting, you know. Excuse my language.
No, you're totally good.
Okay.
Yeah, you can cuss on this fucking podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, I imagine you get all these former alcoholics and drug addicts in here. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. So yeah, I woke up and I was like, I feel like fucking shit. I'm like, what? I'm disgusting. I'm fucking 37 years old, sleeping with. It was a totally random girl that I met in a nightclub. I didn't even know her name. And I felt like complete shit. So that was kind of like, that moment for some reason resonates with me and sits in my head. And it's like, I think like shortly after that, I called my buddy. I was on another bender, 2 days of just complete chaos. And I called my buddy. I was like, hey man, you still going to AA? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I need to go. Fortunately, somehow I went to AA with him and I never drank again. Wow. And then I watched him relapse like 6 or 7 times, you know, which sucks. And, you know, I still try to help him as much as I can, but that was kind of it. It was like just watching me hurt her, being in this situation where I couldn't get out. I was so depressed and I was so miserable, you know, dealing with all these mental health issues, and then feeding it alcohol and drugs, I was a mess, you know. And I woke up one day and said, I can't do this anymore, you know. And that was the moment.
That was the moment of clarity.
Yeah.
And so you went to AA, and then did you start just immediately from that meeting that you first went to, started like working a program, or just started to attend meetings?
No.
Or how did your life?
It was
all of a
it was so
sudden change?
that was like there was like a 3-year journey of just like me going to AA and not drinking, and then there was another journey after that. I guess we can get to that.
Yeah.
later. But I stopped drinking. You know, I didn't immediately start working the steps. I finally got a sponsor. I started working the steps, and I half-assed the steps.
Sure.
You know, and I went through it, but I stopped drinking. You know, and everything was great. Well, I thought everything was going to be great. I thought when I stopped drinking that life would just be amazing and just grand, and so I can't wait for all the great things that are going to happen to me. And it didn't turn out that way. You know, that same girl, I was still dating her, but I was still making really bad fucking decisions. I was still texting girls behind her back. I was being shady. I had no integrity, no character, and I was out of shape, and I was just still like depressed and disgusted with myself, and I just wasn't where I wanted to be. And the next revelation was her kicking me out of her house. She had bought a house, and I was staying in a condo. She's like, come live with me. We'd been together for 5 years. 6 months later, boots me out. And now I'm like, okay, I had thrown all my furniture away. Everything I had, I threw away to like move in here with her. So now I'm fucking by myself. I have a condo that we rent out, and I moved back in there, and I'm just like, what am I doing? And finally, like, I was like, okay, I need to do more than just stop drinking. I need to like change my life. And the first thing I did is I said, and one thing I skipped in AA, one thing I didn't connect with was like finding, you know, your higher power.
Yeah.
And so spirituality was the first thing I really dove in, and then going to the gym and eating healthy food. I started going to the gym like consistently. I started eating healthy for the first time. I'd always worked out. I'd been strong. Whatever, did steroids when I was younger. But I had never taken care of my nutrition. I ate like shit my whole life. And that I think was such a game changer. So between the working out, the finding my spirituality and nutrition, plus instilling habits and instilling routines in my life, waking up, you know, morning routine, all that shit, all the stuff you see the influencers talking about. So after doing all that, everything kind of started to change, you know, because my mental health is now getting better because I'm taking care of myself, my confidence, everything else was going through the roof. And opportunities just started coming my way, jobs, and people, you know, wanted to collaborate on things, and this and that and this and that. And, you know, I now that's kind of what I preach. I try to help people that are in early sobriety to achieve the same success and the same goals. You know, so that's kind of where I'm at now. But that was like the next phase of to me, sobriety is kind of like it's a lifestyle. You know, and that's another thing. I worked on my character and integrity. There was a lot of shady shit I would do, and I would like, I hate to even say it. I don't even know why I did it, but I used to like go to fucking Target, and I'd like scan things and like, oop, yeah, that one's for me. There we go. Oh, there we go. That one's for me.
Right.
And it was like, why am I doing this? Like, what a piece of shit move. And something as small as like, I used to go. There's a McDonald's outside my house, and I love Diet Coke. So every day I would go get a Diet Coke, and I would take the straw wrapper off and I would throw it out the window. And then I was like, why am I littering? So I just started working on little things and building my character integrity, telling the truth, because that was one thing that I was not good at. So, you know, that's the story, and that's where I'm at right now.
And when did you decide to go ahead and create kind of your Warrior Awakened brand?
Well, it all started with my therapist. My therapist said, like, I was going through different things.
Okay, what made you go to a therapist first?
I've always went to a therapist.
Okay.
Pretty much when I got out of the military, to deal with like just the different things, the depression, the anxiety, different things. You know, I'd go through different problems in life. Obviously, the alcoholism and the drug use and stuff was a big thing. But I finally got a really good therapist, and he was one that really got me to like a different place, and he was there along for my journey. And there was like a girl problem at the time, so it was like, you know, all that stuff, and whatever. So he said to me, he's like, you're missing something in your life, and he's like, I think you need to be of service and you need to help people more.
This episode is brought to you by Wolfpack Bags. This gear is meant for anybody gym, lifestyle, to anybody that's on the move. I mean, I like to say that us here and everybody that tunes in, we're not average. We're always a wolf. They have all the goods that you need, especially for anybody that is looking for a bag to carry their meal prep, a lunch pail, anything like that. They have you covered. So once again, go to wolfpack.com, use the code Hopeaholics, save 10%, and join the pack.
And he said, I want you to start sharing your story and your journey on your social media, which I had never done before. So I did. I started with one post. I put a post of me at the pool in the best shape of my life and talked about how, where I came from and where I'm at now and how I got there.
Yeah.
And it resonated with so many people, and it was crazy. The influx of people like, hey, and I really got vulnerable and said things that I've never told anyone. And people started messaging me. So I started embracing it a little more, and people wanted to know more and they wanted help. And, it felt good. I was like, okay, this is cool. So I just opened up more and I told more stories, and it kind of snowballed from there. And I remember one time I had a girl come up to me in the gym crying, and she hugged me and she's like, you've inspired me to do blah, 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 blah. So I was like, okay. And then someone's like, you should get into online coaching. I went and got my certification. I was an F45 coach. So I was like, I'm going to do online coaching. And I was like, I really embraced that. And I started doing it. I was so scared at first, because the whole purpose of me doing this was to help people either trying to get sober or people in early sobriety, help them optimize their life. And I was so scared to deal with people in sobriety because it's such a serious subject, and it's such I don't want to let someone down, and I don't want to fail someone and have their life fall apart. So I just got into it, and I started coaching women on how to lose weight. And I was doing that for 6 months, and I had a good handful of clients, and I'm like, this doesn't fulfill me. I'm going to go start putting together a program that is for the whole reason I wanted to do this. And so I built this program out, and I literally, as of 2 months ago, started promoting it and marketing it. I've got a handful of clients, but it's been interesting because I have ads running, and I'm getting a lot of people that are still in halfway houses, and they're still, in sober houses, and they're still using drugs. And that's kind of not who I wanted to work with. But luckily I have some other connections, and I've been kind of pushing them. This girl places people in rehab centers, and she's been able to help people that I couldn't help. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at. I'm just trying to figure out a way to help as many people as I can, and, just figure it all out. I'm still I'm still in the middle of the process and trying to put it all together, but I've got a really solid foundation, a lot of solid systems, and so far everyone's loving it.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how you do it.
Yeah.
Just let it all morph and evolve into whatever it's going to be. Whatever
for me,
it's
it
gonna
keeps
be.
evolving. And
yeah, I like to, I don't know why I grabbed that, but I did. I like to manifest things and make put them out there, and then just see how they're going to grow themselves, especially now, because you said that you have the spiritual side.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just put it out there, and I pray about it, and then let it see what what shape it takes.
Yep.
And that way I kind of take my control away.
I try to get that mindset, but it's really hard sometimes to say, okay, you can't control it. Just give it to the universe, give it to your higher power, and let it all happen. And I remember, like I said, in AA, I couldn't embrace it for some reason.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things, like I said, I started to embrace my spirituality side. And I said, from today on, I'm going to get on my knees and pray every single morning. Non-negotiable.
Yeah.
And also make my bed. That was a big thing.
Yeah.
I started making my bed. I saw some guy talk about, he's like, if you make your bed, you have a 33.3% chance of becoming a millionaire, more than, whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to make my bed every day. So those are the first two things I started doing. And, to this day, I still do it. So,
What's your sobriety date?
July 6th, 2018.
Okay.
I've been 6 years. Does that sound right? 2019.
19.
Yeah, 2019. I was sober, and I told my girlfriend I'm not drinking, and then I went on a cruise, and I had some margaritas on the cruise, and then after I got off the cruise, that's when
the new date.
I said, okay.
Yeah.
Which was I think July 7th. I'd have to look, but
yeah. You said that you're best friends now with the female that you were with. How did that happen? How did you guys become best friends?
We always we were very close. I was actually the manager at the bar she was bartending at, and we formed a good relationship, and we just, when you have that person that you get along with and you laugh, and there's like, you just feel so comfortable with that person. I had that with her, and when we broke up, I was heartbroken, and I was like, I fucked this up so bad, and I felt like such a piece of shit, but I had to keep my distance. I knew that was the best bet, and I would pray that she would come back into my life and everything, and it wasn't even like I didn't say, oh, we have to be together, but I wanted her back in my life for some degree, because she was, if not the reason, a huge reason why I ended up getting sober. And we didn't talk for like an entire year, and I used to have really long hair, and I cut all my hair off, and I put a picture on Instagram, and someone showed her, and she texted me, I see you cut all your hair off. And I was like, yes. So that was like, we just started talking, and then we, there has not been one thing about like dating or hooking up or anything. It was just like, she's now my best friend. I was just dating a girl for a while, and she was a bartender. So I'd take the new girlfriend to go. I take all the new girls to her to like, to like,
sure.
Check out first and say, what do you think of this one? So it's an interesting dynamic, and, but it's super cool, and she's important to me, and I'm glad to be able to still have her in my life.
Mm-hmm.
She must have thought you looked handsome with your cut. With
Yeah.
your hair
She
cut,
did.
though.
She totally did.
Like, like
Yeah.
spawned.
And all the muscles too, because when I left her, I was out.
Oh, yeah.
So here I am. I get jacked.
And then you got
a
a
haircut.
You got a haircut.
She's actually joked about it. She's like, what? Why did I have to have the other version of you? Like, what is this? And I'm like, well, you can, you were the one that started the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
She can at least feel good that she helped kickstart this new version of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Now, what about the facial hair? The facial hair, what is it? Was that new? Is that
no?
newer?
That's been there for a while. That's not going.
So even when you had the long hair, you had the facial hair.
Yep.
Nice. Yep. Okay.
That's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Looks stupid without a beard.
Yeah.
You think so?
100%. Every person like that knows me from back then, like, yeah, you definitely look better with the beard.
Beards are cool. I'm into the beard.
Beards are cool. They're definitely cool.
He's obsessed with his beard at the moment. Nice.
Well, because I'm growing it out, and it's rough, man. Yeah. So I gotta fuck with it a lot.
Yeah, I had it like at first, and I probably it's been 10 years now, 8 years. It was like huge.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what am I like? I looked back at the video, like, what the fuck was I doing? I'm going to admit this. I don't think I've ever told anyone this, but I would I had a flat iron. And I would flat iron my beard and make it look so perfect.
Yeah, we had a guest on. He does that.
Yeah, so it's
with
crazy.
The little
just flat iron. Oh god, so stupid.
Yeah, I'm not doing that, and I don't think I want it that long. I just want it. I want to get it a certain length, and then have somebody who really knows how to cut beards.
Yeah, I have a great guy, and he obviously in South Florida, but he just.
Should I fly out there for this
guy?
Out.
He's the best.
Just for this fucking guy.
At least once every 2 weeks.
He would.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some. I'm sure there's some great barbers out here.
Yeah, there's got to be. I've been to.
Go try them out. Go to one guy until you find the one.
Yeah, but then
I went to hack it up a little.
I went to one guy and he fucked my shit up.
Yeah, but then
and I'm just getting
grow out a little more.
I'm just getting back.
Yeah.
To where it was when this last guy fucked it up.
Go around and ask every person you see with a nice beard. Be like, where do you get it done?
They always tell me Huntington Beach.
That makes sense.
And I mean, it's not that Huntington Beach is that far. It's like
it is.
It is for us.
For sure.
How far is it?
But I'm thinking
it's like 45 minutes.
I could go to Miguel's Jr. though every fucking time on my way back. It could be like my effort day. My day where I go and have me a Miguel's Jr. burrito.
There you go.
Yeah.
That could be your incentive.
So I was going to ask you, but you already answered my question about that. So you weren't working out when you were drinking and bartending.
I was on and off, and that's the thing that I embraced was like the consistency.
Yeah.
And you'll hear everyone say consistency, the most important thing. But it's so true, and I would. Obviously, if I'm drinking and doing drugs, I feel like shit half the time, so I'm probably not going to show up. If I do show up, I'm going to be working out half-assed. What changed for me, because like my whole life was just I'm going to lift heavy weights, but I was also not putting the effort in because I'm fucking hungover or whatever.
Yeah.
But I said I need more than this. So what I did is like I need something like cardio based. I need something that's going to work on conditioning something, and because I can't walk up a fucking set of stairs. I can lift some heavy shit, but I couldn't walk up a set of stairs.
Yeah.
So my first thing, there was a boxing class called Title Boxing Club. I don't know if they have it. It's a chain, and I was like, that looks cool. I saw it on Class Pass, and I did that, and I actually got my fucking ass kicked because you're sitting there beating up the bag, and then they're having you do burpees, and they're beating up the bag, and then you're doing this, and so it was awesome. But a month later, I'm like super into it, and they closed. So I'm like, fuck, what's next? And I'm like, let me look. And I saw F45.
Okay.
And at first I wasn't totally sold on it. I was actually looking at their Instagram, and I'm like, there's a lot of like old people and fat people.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't even say that. That's wrong to say. Cut that out. Please don't put that in there.
We're leaving that shit in.
Yeah. So there's older people, and I was like, okay. But so something I didn't mention is actually, this is a whole other, I was a photographer for a few years.
Oh, wow.
And I shot wrestlers in the WWE actually. Yeah, I know. I've actually written you a message and you didn't respond to me.
Oh.
That's all right.
I'm sorry.
It's so rude of you. You
I don't
always
think
do that.
I know you have
you're not
followers,
the
but I
you're
would
not
take-
the first guest that said that. I'm gonna have to start checking your
DMs?
your what do you call them?
I don't.
You don't see them. I mean, I can imagine you have millions of
What do
followers.
you call them? What are they called? The requested DM.
No, it doesn't filter.
You're not very good at checking the requested
don't.
DMs.
Well, it just doesn't filter right.
And you probably get more than I do because I only have a few thousand followers.
But there was a girl in NXT. I don't know what her name is now. She changed it, but I think her name at the time was Brinley Reese.
Okay.
And she was one of the NXT girls, and I was shooting her, and we were talking. She's like, I mentioned F4. She was like diehard, and I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
So I went my first class, and I fucking loved it. I was like, I got my ass kicked. The music's fucking loud. This is awesome. So I did that for like 2 years. And after a year, I was jacked. I had a six pack, which is my whole life. I've said I don't have the genetics to have a six pack, and I truly believe that. I was like, I just don't have the genetics for it. But I was eating like shit, and I wasn't getting enough cardio. But at 45, got in the best shape of my life between that and lifting, and I ended up getting my NASM certification and ended up being a coach there. And being a coach there kind of ruined it for me. I didn't want to work out there anymore, so that kind of faded off. And then I found another gym that does kind of like a HIIT style workout that's amazing. But yeah, so with heavy strength training and the HIIT workout, like to me, that's just like the most killer combo. And I love it, and it's
honestly, I'd agree with that. That's probably one of the better combos.
Yeah, it is. It's a like best bang for your buck if you're looking to like get in and get out too. Yeah, I love something that's quick. I get bored easy. So like getting and like doing traditional lifting is very difficult for me because it's like
I gotta leave my phone. I should start putting my phone away because I'll sit there and
I'll
lift and I'll go goof off. And especially when I do like bench day, I sit at the bench and I'm there for like I want to say a half hour.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm just doing like heavy sets and I'll rest for 5 minutes and
that happens to me at the squat rack.
That's
like
me.
I'll be at the squat rack
Forever.
and I'll like an hour and a half sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck? You could have been out of here in 45 minutes. What are you doing?
And that's one of the reasons I liked like F45. They had two coaches. You're not bringing your phone onto the floor. They're not allowing.
You're dying.
And they're like watching you. And I needed that accountability. And that's for me like that was like the biggest thing. So yeah.
And you get to jack your heart rate up.
Yep.
It's all
and I had the little monitor and I look at the screen and I'm like, I'm like, that person's heart rate is higher than mine. So
it's so good.
Yeah, it is.
We have an F45 in Dana Point right here.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg's like a partner.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. See, I mean, I like Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. I think he's a cool dude.
That's crazy.
Wearing municipal for a long time.
I want to circle back to you being a photographer and you would shoot a lot of the WWE girls. How did that happen? Or how did you even get into photography?
Oh, God. I don't know if you want to
just wanted to shoot hot chicks?
That's what I would do back in the day.
Yeah.
I guess, well, you know, I'll touch on it. I'll make it a very...
Sure.
So during COVID, was dating a young lady and she was into OnlyFans. Let's just say that. Okay, so I was helping her create content. And then again, remember I told you like with the DJing and everything, anytime I do something, I go fucking all in. So of course, like she's wanting me to take pictures of her and everything. So I buy a fucking $5,000 camera, and I sign up for online like courses, and I watch. And I remember my friend actually told me, who's a photographer who I had shooting some content for me. He said, it's funny, everyone was making fun of you when you started doing photography. Like, this guy's a photographer now, and then 2 years later, you're like the best photographer. And I'm like, that's just what I do. But so I mean, I've been a wrestling fan my whole life, and I think I started DMing people.
Yeah.
And, someone finally reached out and agreed. And next thing you know, like they're telling you, so I shot Scarlett Bordeaux, one of the first ones. And then
love her.
Yeah. And I just, Tony Storm, a whole bunch of them. I mean, like that's all I was doing. Wow. And I was like focused on that. And, Mandy and I became pretty close. She lives close to me.
Yeah. I was just going to say, Mandy lives in West Palm.
I think she texted you to ask you about shooting.
She?
Yeah. So again, you didn't respond, but that's okay.
I mean, I responded to her, but I probably didn't even pay attention to the like.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
I'm a circle. When we get off, I'm gonna go back in my text and DMs. I love Mandy.
Yeah, she's great.
If you
would you still shoot?
Well, I was gonna say if you still follow him, but what was your Instagram?
Well, I changed it, so now I use.
Is it the same Instagram though?
It's the same Instagram. And I took all my photography photos down. I started doing the sobriety thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
will it be the same handle?
Yeah.
Okay, it'll be the handle now, but that handle hopefully
it's at The Warrior Awakened.
Because we usually follow.
Emily, what is there? So you have two Instas.
Yeah, and then at Jay Hutter Coaching. So that was like that. Jay Hutter Coaching was my old personal one, and then this one I was like, I'm going to convert this to my business.
Yeah, that's smart.
So
which one's this one?
At The Warrior Awakened. That's like the one I've been using for business. Now, the funny thing is, like I said, I was shooting wrestlers, and then all of a sudden I started posting about sobriety, and I lost like 30,000 followers in like a week. They were all like, "Fuck this guy!" Like, I'm here to see.
My girls follow you. You know Daria too?
Yep.
Or Sonia?
She went through a little when she first got on the podcast. There was like this period of time where she was like losing mad followers.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because not everybody wants to hear about this shit.
Yeah. And
they don't.
Especially going from posting like women in bikinis and lingerie
for sure.
to talking
and posting herself in bikinis to posting herself with two fucking dorky old men.
You and I see it now. I see your DM.
That's funny.
Not that long. I mean, 2023.
Yeah.
You were already here.
Mm-hmm.
What year? What month? What month?
Was I here already? Wait, no, I wasn't. This is in April. I didn't.
No, you weren't here yet. I hadn't even met you.
Yeah.
So you've been doing the podcast that long?
I've been doing
or just working like doing.
Well, she's been a host since basically August.
Since I would say like November, really full time.
November full time. Well, November of 2023 though.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the podcast has been around since April of 2023.
Yeah.
What a small world though. Like.
Yeah.
Sonia was just hitting me up because
I was going to shoot her girlfriend.
Her and her wife.
Yeah, wife. Okay.
Now,
I think yeah.
Wife?
Yeah. She's gonna come out here in LA and film her and her wife's podcast. And I was gonna go out there, but it just didn't conflicting, and then I wanted her and her wife to come on ours while they're out here. But they're only here for like a half of a second, and they only have their studio out there for
2 seconds.
Mm-hmm. So the next time they come out, we'll link.
But yeah, to answer your question, I stopped doing that when I started doing the coaching thing. So now I'm obsessed with the coaching thing.
Okay.
So that's so
it's your ADD and
I can't. It's
I do it too.
It's hard to I mean, I can do certain things, but to really. Yeah. If I'm going to dive into something, I need to dive into it, and I need to focus. But the cool thing is, I have all this really nice gear, and I can now shoot my own content. Yeah, now I know how to edit videos, and I know how to edit photos, and I can do all this stuff. So everything, I feel like everything I've done in my life, everything, including all the stupid fucking mistakes I've made, has molded me to who I am now. And it's really like even though all the things I did are so different, they all are coming together to help me really create something cool. Mm-hmm. And that's how I feel about it right now. So, I'm glad I did all that stuff.
Yeah.
How'd you find us? The Hopeaholics?
I typed in Sobriety Podcast.
Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like the first one that popped up. I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Yeah, I saw her, and I'm like,
"It's good," and she's cool. So that worked out, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I'm still tripped out. Like such a small world.
Yeah.
We actually were. We were the first. The first. of this style of podcasts.
Yeah.
It started because I lost my son to
fentanyl.
That, and that the one that left, my daughter that left, she's the one that found him dead.
Oh God, fuck.
But at the same time, like so like everything, and I said, I you heard me tell her that everything that's good in my, because I had my moment of clarity the day she was born.
Yeah.
And I wasn't at the birth, and I had a moment of clarity that I could continue doing what I'm doing or do something different.
Yeah.
Which has led to, this very moment in time, and a lot of amazing shit in between, a lot of crap too, because I relapsed in between, but and then her having her own struggles, and then finding him dead.
She dealt with the same struggles too.
Oh yeah. And she's sober too, so
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
and then
like I said, she had to go through all that, but
and then this has actually been, I'm proud of a lot of things that I've done, but this one is like different for me.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of gratitude for this podcast. Absolutely. And everything that's happened, because I've met so many incredible people, and get to sit here for an hour and listen to incredible stories of people's transformation. And we're inspiring somebody.
Yeah, 100%. Especially like you've got a big following,
Yeah.
It's like,
and like
there's probably so many people out there that you don't even realize that are inspired or touched and decide to make some changes in their life. Because I'm telling you, I had 3,000 followers, and I had 10 or 15 people who've reached out to me and said, "Oh my God, your posts have inspired me to get back to the gym or stop drinking or do this or do that." So, I mean, I can't imagine like with your following.
And then you turned it into a business.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Which is,
I think is the best.
Yeah.
Because then it's like you're serving like purpose with hopefully monetary as well, which I think is like a massive benefit of doing it.
I'm trying and I struggled with for a little bit like monetizing it, because then I'm like, people are going to say, "Oh, he's trying to make money," and it's like I want to help people, but I can't help people if I can't help myself and pay my bills and do this and do that. So I was struggling with it a little bit, and I had a mentor that I did a mentorship, and I brought it up to her, and she's like, "Listen," she's like, "think of it this way. This is how you have to frame the whole thing, is that the more money you make, the more reach you have, the more people you can help, and the more people you can touch. Because, obviously I can make that money, I can invest in ads, I can reach more people, I can get in touch with more people. And the thing is, even if someone doesn't have money, I try to provide as much value as I possibly can. Like I got a girl on the phone the other day, and she's in a home, and she told me she was trafficked and she was beat up and she was this and that. And I gave her my cell phone number. I said, text me anytime. I sent her a bunch of documents. I told her I'll write her a workout plan that she can do there, with body weight. Sure. I told her, order some bands. I'll order, a few different things, and I'll put together a little workout for you and just stay in touch. But obviously I can't do that for everyone and help everyone and overwhelm myself and not pay attention to the people that are paying me money to coach them. So, I gotta figure it out. I even thought about starting a charity that could pay to coach these people that if they can't afford to do it. I've got all sorts of ideas, and we'll see what happens.
The biggest thing I think is health is wealth, right? So it's like if somebody's not paying you to give them guidance into nutrition or a workout plan, they're going to go down to a F45, they're going to go down to a Lifetime, they're going to go to 24-hour fitness and have no problem paying a trainer. So what's the difference?
Yeah, exactly. It's and people, I guess, when it comes to like the whole working out, having an online coach and having an in-person trainer, I mean, some people absolutely need someone to be there to hold them accountable, as opposed to me just being like, "Hey, I see you haven't done your workout today. Are you going to do your workout?" and do it like digitally. So, to each his own. But I built out a whole course that has 5 modules, and one of them is about
he's really on this mic situation today.
Yeah. One of them, like, there's a whole thing about sobriety that talks about, and I send that to people for free. It's like, we talk about triggers, we talk about, mindset, we talk about all sorts of different things that could help someone. So I send that off to people. I'm like, just here, log in. You can watch it. They're very short mini courses. Each lesson has an actionable item, like, something to either write or fill out or whatever. And there's like journal prompts and affirmations they can do every day. So, not just trying to make money, but trying to help people.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's always how you for me promote it, because there's a lot of online coaches that all they promote is, um, how much money they make and cars and
Yeah.
watches and
Yeah.
and I don't. I mean, to each their own. I'm not judging them. It just isn't how I would do it, because I'm really here to serve. I think
Yeah.
that everybody really truly has a primary purpose, right? And that's to be of maximum service to God and others. And when I say that, when I use the God word, I want people to always be clear that whatever you believe,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
whatever higher power you have, but like, we are spiritual beings, and to be of service to others, like, God will give people abundance, man, to continue
Yeah.
to grow. And there's also nothing wrong with having some stuff for yourself
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
We work hard. And I've worked hard in helping people for the past 25 years of my life, and I've accumulated some things, but even more so, like, recently, and kind of with the help of Natalie, and me diving even more back into my spirituality, like, because of the service work, I've found a lot of inner peace
Yeah.
as well. And there's nothing wrong with living your purpose,
Yeah.
and making money doing it. Churches make money.
They sure do.
Well, and so do also charities and
Charities
other
make
types of
money.
The CEOs are getting
nonprofits
paid,
and things
the people,
like that.
yeah.
So it's like we have this misconception in our brain where we think that we can't have the two together.
Yeah.
That's not
And you
true.
can.
You totally can.
You know, I guess it's maybe like insecurities that I have, like
course.
thinking that
We all have them though.
if someone's gonna see me making money and to help someone when they can just go to AA and do it for free, and I
Yeah,
try
of
to like
course.
specify. I tell you what, I've gotten a lot of hate on Facebook about people like they could just go to AA, and I was like, listen, I'm not against AA. I went to AA. I still go occasionally. I
Yeah.
would love to go speak at meetings,
Sure.
but I feel like there's also another journey like I took that doesn't get covered in AA, and that's like just taking care of yourself and
How to
fitness.
eat.
And
There is a
nutrition and
journey.
mindset
There's
and stuff.
there's a journey beyond now,
or
12
paired together.
There's
you
a
know?
journey beyond the 12-step program. I mean, I think it's great, and some people stay right there, but I want to get to a different level in life.
Yeah.
And Alcoholics Anonymous keeps me sober on it. Well, the 12-step program that I go to keeps me clean on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So that I can continue doing all the other stuff, like the health is wealth. It's, Alcoholics Anonymous doesn't really talk about the what we also talk about, which is the mind, body, and spirit, right?
Yeah.
So it does do the mind and it does do the spirit, but like, there's an extra level.
Yeah.
There's another level to this, and I like staying fit. I want to be able to live longer. The gym gives me the confidence to be able to speak in an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting.
Exactly. People underestimate what the
Exactly.
I hate even talking about it, because I feel like every other person influencer on the internet, because a lot of people talk about it, but it's so true that going to the gym and getting fit and staying healthy, not only are you adding years to your life, it's good for longevity and your
Sure.
vitality and all that, but it's also your mind. Like my mental health, when I got in shape and I started eating healthy, my mental health got better than it's ever been in my entire life, at least since I've been 20 years old.
Yeah.
And it does so much for you. And the confidence you have,
Yeah.
and you take that confidence and you can do anything. You can act like, just that confidence that you hold, and people see you fit, people want to work with you, and the opportunities that come your way just because of that.
Yeah.
And I tell people, some people I hate the fucking gym. Well, there's got to be something you can do.
Move.
It doesn't have to be going to the
Of
gym.
course.
Go to F45.
Yes.
Move.
Go to find some kind of activity that can get you in shape.
Yes.
And there's so many options, but yeah, people underestimate.
But that's why, like, I get it too, because you hear all of like the normal cliche things, even in meetings and all 12-step programs. But even because we do live in a social media world,
Yeah.
you hear the cliches, but they're all real.
Yeah.
Because they're
They're-
true.
Yeah,
And
that's why
They're not
everyone's repeating
cliche.
them, because
They're not
it's-
cliches because they're
Yeah.
fake.
Yeah.
And there's nobody, the majority of the individuals that are saying these cliches, from a range of doctors to psychiatrists to drug addicts to alcoholics to CEOs to all walks of life are
Yeah.
saying the same thing, where we're not all talking, trying to be like, hey guys, make sure you spill this, like all on the same page. It's like, no, it's
Yeah,
proof.
we're not like the news media outlets that are calling
Yeah.
each other to hey, we're gonna this is
Exactly.
this is today's narrative.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
this isn't today's narrative. This is
It's real stuff.
real life.
Yeah.
And
And if you just try and you stick with it for like a couple months, it becomes second nature.
I love going. I love going to the gym.
Yeah.
And I don't. Not every day do I love going to the gym,
No.
but like never have I gone to the gym and worked out and been like,
fuck, that
fuck,
was
that was
stupid. Why did I do
stupid.
that?
Why did I come
Yeah.
to the gym?
Yeah.
Ever, never has that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But the other part, scientifically, it's proven that when you eat better, when you're eating good, clean food, your mental health improves because there is a gut mind process connection.
Yeah.
And you are going to feel better. Just on the simple fact that your blood sugars are going to be much more stable.
I mean, like I said, my mental health, I'd always worked out. My mental health is better now than it's ever been.
Yeah.
And I'm eating healthy. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like the nutrition part of it is
It's huge.
maybe even bigger than
It's
just
bigger
going to
than
the gym.
It's
you
bigger
know?
than the gym, but
Yeah.
you do need the gym.
You have to.
I have proof of this, like scientific proof of my own shit. Like
Yeah.
this weekend, I don't eat a lot of sugar, but when I do, I can't fucking stop.
Yeah,
I'm like an addict.
It's crazy.
And if you guys would have been with me, I mean, she went to a lunch. And I ate this cinnamon roll. Well,
did
she
the same.
fucking ate the whole damn cinnamon roll.
So
We had
same.
two.
I would have problems.
And
We
then
have
I went-
problems.
Yeah, exactly.
I was okay that night, but then the next day I woke up and there was ice cream in my pantry. There was fucking ice cream
I keep it out of the
cones.
house. No way.
There
I know.
was
No way. I tell my kid, if you want ice cream, we're going to go get ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm the one that fucking buys
But yeah,
it.
puts in the house. Yeah.
It's bad.
I can't. I've learned that
I
lesson
know.
over and over again. My kid's like, Dad, will you buy me a box of cookies? And I'm like, you're gonna eat 2. He's like, I'm gonna take it to school. I'm like, sure you are. I go, I'll buy you this box of cookies, but you better take it to school. And then I drive him to school. He didn't bring it. I get home and I'm like, oh.
And then they're sitting there.
And I eat the whole entire
No.
fucking box.
See, I can do that. Like with my 17-year-old, and see, my wife and my daughter are both very skinny, and
Yeah.
they eat whatever they want. And like they come home with triple stuffed Oreos. Like, what the fuck? I thought double stuffed was the max.
No, there's one more. There's like, or maybe that is the mega stuff.
Yeah.
Mega stuffed is
Yeah.
what it was called.
They're actually.
Don't give me the
I'm
fucking
actually,
mega
I'm
stuff.
saving. I'm going to save some calories for this new. There's like an Oreo Reese's. I think it's a combo like that.
Oh.
So Oreo's releasing a Reese's cookie, and Reese's is releasing an Oreo Reese's cup. There's like a collaboration
Shut
next month.
up.
Yeah, next month. I've been like.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. But I don't eat that shit very often.
Yeah,
but
no,
I'm gonna
I
save
love
it
But
for
see,
that.
when I do,
Yeah.
like Sunday, I couldn't get up and go to the gym on Monday because I felt like shit.
It's
My
like a
stomach-
hangover.
I was tired. I was sluggish.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the gym on top, and then on top of that, I ate a fucking gigantic bowl of cereal
Yeah.
because I hadn't had enough yet.
Yeah.
That's how. As soon
And I
as
was
you
after-
open that. It's like you
It's
open
crazy.
the floodgates, and then I went to. My kid wanted to go to Golden Corral. Do you know Golden
Oh,
Corral?
yeah.
Okay. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I just ate like a big plate of meat and a big ass salad. My kids, I wasn't even gonna eat. I was like, I'm gonna eat first and let him and his buddy go. And I was like, I'm gonna eat. And then I'm looking at the dessert bar,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm looking at the dessert bar, and then I'm writing a friend of mine. I was like, should I do it? And she's like, do it. You deserve it.
Yeah.
And I went and got like 6 desserts on the plate and I tore it up. And I'm like, oh, why did I do that? But, you got to give yourself
You
a
do.
little bit of room. I preach that to my clients. I'm like, let's do the 80-20 thing.
Sure.
You want to eat, it's not sustainable if you're not enjoying your food every once in a while.
Yeah.
I want you to enjoy the process. And you know what? Once a week, you want to treat yourself. Once a week, I go get burgers and wings from the bar
Sure.
at the street. I'll take a dessert, once a week. But you got to do that. Just
Mm-hmm.
maybe not as crazy as I go.
Yeah.
Well, I have a staff member that does it, I think, the appropriate way. She allows herself every day a treat.
Okay.
Every day a treat.
She's a normal fucking person, though. Like, I can't wrap my head around it. Like, literally a normie of all normies. So like that
And
doesn't
then,
work for me.
but
I'm not.
No.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I restrict from that
Yeah.
stuff so I can save up every little piece that
And have it
she
all at once.
I want.
Well, that's how we are. That's how like
It's
the
like
alcoholic brain
insane.
is.
I want to fucking release all that
At one time.
at one time.
Yeah. I mean, I can't, there would be no way I can do that. Like, unless you gave me, like, I only had one treat in the house for me
Right.
to eat and
And
it
that
didn't
was it.
exist anywhere else. You know, then I could
But it's
maybe do it.
possible I'll get in the car.
If
'cause-
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, no.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
Sometimes like this is happening. I'm nowhere near what I used to be.
it's hot as fuck in
I'm,
here all of a sudden.
I'm way better because you're talking about treats and food.
You're getting all excited.
Yeah. Where if I
Oh.
have something that's just delightful,
Yeah.
it will spin me off where I perhaps
more
would
than
get in the car.
Yeah. I've done it.
I have to.
We, I don't know if you know what Publix is because,
yeah.
Okay. So
yeah,
Publix
of course. I lived in Florida. So
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have the most amazing carrot cake.
Bomb.
It's so good.
So good.
And I would like before I like got healthy, but almost every fucking night when I was done with dinner, I'm like, I'm going to Publix to get some
Yep.
carrot cake,
I
and I would go there and I would get, and oh man, it's a fucking best.
It really is.
Yeah.
Say some stuff so that Emily can go over to the air conditioner.
Emily is turning
And
on
then-
air conditioning right
Hello, Emily. How are you
Hello,
doing?
Emily.
Does it automatically cut based on who's talking?
Yeah.
It'll just cut
Yeah,
to
we
you.
so it's kind of makes the edits really easy. That way all the cameras aren't rolling and they have to cut everything. So we just that's why Lewis is over there. I don't know, sometimes today he seems a little bored, but sometimes you know he's really into it. I mean, he must be focused. Yeah, you're focused, right?
Lewis is just quiet.
He's not. Sometimes Lewis, I'll be looking over at Lewis often, and you know we have eye contact. Emily too. We have eye contact.
I can't see any of them, so they can.
Yeah, usually we're making fun of you. Yeah, Emily will be back there like, I'm just playing.
What is your biggest?
I'm sorry.
Come back in.
Okay.
The person you are today, to the one that is unrecognizable or who you were ashamed of who you were. What does that look like to you? Like, how does that make you feel? Because you said that you were a man before of lacked integrity.
Yeah.
And today, it's completely different.
Yeah. I mean, I actually wrote a post about it yesterday, a story or whatever, but I was talking about how like.
Don't do that. You do that with your social media where it's like you downplay your
I know.
putting it out there.
I know. No, okay. So yes, I'm extremely proud of the person I
Yeah.
am. And you know, I'm and this just popped in my head. Like I just went through kind of like a breakup, you know, and it wasn't a bad thing. It was a amicable split. And, but we were talking, I know that
Like ours.
like yours. Yeah.
Like ours.
No,
But-
I was thinking about myself and my divorce.
Oh, I
not
was
my
thinking-
third podcast person.
Oh, okay. Well, it's like a divorce for me.
So I had said to her, you know, I go, shit happens, whatever, but I'm just happy that for the first time in my life, I can leave a relationship and know that I did everything right, that I was loyal, that I had integrity in the relationship, that I was, you know, I know that I did everything right. You know, unfortunately, she's staying on the other side of the country, and you know things are what they are. But I was so excited to know that like happy to get out of this
Sure.
relationship and be like, I didn't fucking do anything wrong. I didn't act like a piece of shit for the first time in my life. So I'm super stoked, and you know, we're all hard on ourselves, but I'm very proud of what I've done over the last few years, and I've gotten so self-aware, you know, and I just don't make those stupid decisions that I make. There's some things we still need to work on. We'll always have to work on things.
Yeah.
But I'm, you know, tenfold just a completely different person from the top to the bottom. And it's just, it's fucking awesome, you know, and I want to share that with other people and get other people there, you know, I want to, you know, and those two things, character and integrity, those are huge for me, and
Yeah.
you know, working on it.
So with your whole story, as I'm putting it all together, because you know the steps and Alcoholics and the 12 steps are, you know, for us to the first 3 are, you know, we build a relationship with a higher power, so trust God.
Yeah.
The next 4 through 9 is us cleaning up the wreckage of our
Yep.
of our past and taking a look at ourselves
Yep.
internally. And then the last one, it's like maintenance, right?
Yep.
So we do a daily inventory, prayer and meditation, and then we help others. So it's
Yep.
the way that they say it is trust God, clean house, help others.
Yeah.
And as I'm listening to you through your journey, because I don't care how people get to cleaning the house and how it doesn't have to be the steps. It's not the only way.
Yeah.
It's not the only way. And you've done the work.
Yep.
So you've done work. You've, you found sobriety, you found some spirituality. You've been in therapy.
Yeah.
Therapy is
I tell
the
everyone-
cleaning of the house.
Yeah, and I'm such a big fan of like talk therapy.
I love it too.
Just to get that shit. I always when you leave, it's like you feel better because you're just getting that shit out of your body. You're just fucking get any all these negative thoughts and all these things, and you're getting someone to kind of like have your back and tell you, hey, it's gonna be okay. You're doing a great job, and just keep doing what you're doing. And
You hear that? You hear that? Emily's over there nodding behind you.
my next thing is I'm gonna try hypnotherapy. I have a friend that does it.
Really?
She swears that's how she got sober.
Scary.
I know.
I want to do it. My mom told me I need to get it because I picked my face. So she wants me to.
Oh, you're admitting this live on
I do.
YouTube?
YouTube.
I mean, it's not live, but
I've already
everybody-
I've already admitted it before.
social media knows that you pick your face.
I pick my face, guys. I have a bad habit.
Yeah.
And we make a reel out of this. Let's talk about it for just a minute. When was the last time you picked your face?
Last night.
Last night.
But I've gotten so much better. I mean, if you zoomed in on my jaw,
What like
I go
blemishes
ham.
and shit?
I go
Like-
like crazy.
Yeah.
like
I have photos.
like a 10x mirror and
Oh, yeah. That's
tools
fun.
and
See, it
I
feels
love
so
that.
good when I'm doing it,
Yeah.
but then the aftermath is like
yeah.
not good. 'Cause
painful.
I like really messed my face up. Bad.
swollen.
Yeah. No. I used
but
to my 10-year-old will like pop pimples on my leg.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I've gotten like every once in a while decided that don't want this hair on my legs.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they'll break the fuck out, and my kids have.
Oh,
field
right.
day.
So you'll get, like,
but
ingrown
they're
hairs.
jacked up now. There's scars all over my shit.
See,
from-
my parents are telling
Yeah.
me, they're like, if
It's
you keep
bad.
doing
Well,
it,
just
you're
on my
gonna fuck
legs,
your
though.
face up.
But he'll get out there. I'll be at the pool, and he'll come up, and I'm like, dude, what are you?
I used to do my brothers. I
Yeah.
would have them sit in front of me on the couch, and I would go ham on their
Yep.
back.
It's
You
fun.
guys
So
are.
get it.
Yeah.
I love it.
My-
I'd be an
I
esthetician
can't.
if
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys
like it.
do you guys enjoy watching Dr. Pimple Popper?
Yeah, I
So
mean,
I
it's a little much.
Yeah,
It's a
I
little
don't
much.
watch that.
I
Because,
think
like,
if it's a person I know and I'm like comfortable with them, I love popping their. But I don't
It's
see
different.
a random
Yeah, me
person
too.
like with these nasty
Me
ass
too.
pimples and exploding
It
all
makes
over the
me
place.
feel like-
And then at the end,
yeah.
that little piece of black stuff comes out.
yeah, I can't. I don't watch it. I tried to watch one, and I was like, I didn't feel well after.
Yeah.
So, but I don't mind popping. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Including like my face. It's
Yeah.
like really soothing for me.
Yeah.
Where like I get to like zone out and chill. But then the problem is, the aftermath is not good.
How long do
like-
you do that for?
So
How long was last night's episode?
last night wasn't that bad. I've gotten progressively like so much better. For the beginning of this year, I'd say was really bad. Like I could hop on my sink counter, and I'll sit on that bitch for like 3 hours.
You got to be kidding me.
Swear to God, I watched it during college football was going on, and I picked my face the entire game while Colorado was playing.
But I mean, don't you run out of like stuff to
No.
pop and
Not
squeeze?
not in a 10x mirror.
I know.
Have you
That's
seen
what
the
I'm
10X?
saying.
Oh yeah,
I'm saying like that's where I know. I'm admitting.
no, that's
I
great.
do a very good job with like where if you saw my looking at my face right now, it's like, bitch, be quiet.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
then once I like, if you see me, I have photos because I had to take photos so that I could.
So you're working on this though. You're trying.
Oh,
okay.
I mean, I am because
I mean, the
actually
first-
I
the
think
first
they're. I
step
think
is,
the office is the
is
first
this
people that
right
I've
here.
seen.
yeah.
Right?
Me actually because I had to come into work, so then they had to like see the aftermath because I made it so bad that not only was I swollen, but I couldn't really put my makeup on. But I could hide it behind like if I wore like glasses. But then once I showed them the photos, then they were like, "Oh, bitch, you have a problem. Like you have like a legit one." My parents
Yeah.
were really the only ones that.
Do you know how
really
much
knew.
time you're wasting?
I do it really late at night.
Yeah, but still.
But still, you could be
3 hours, you could be
how many
sleeping
posts could
or-
you actually do? You could do. Is that why you didn't go to the gym this morning?
Yeah.
Is that the real reason why you didn't go to the gym this morning?
Mm-hmm.
Because you.
Because it was all swollen and hurt, like, and I had to get it together to try to like ice it down.
I'm sorry. Oh man.
I know it's so
Uh,
bad. But
I get these wonderful ones here, and if I squeeze,
oh yeah,
a whole bunch comes out.
Yeah, same. Those are blackheads.
I used to get them on my
Yeah,
nose,
I
and I
could
would
go-
love
I get
that.
it, but I mean,
but
10
that-
minutes in, I'm done.
I know.
Yeah.
I've gotten better where I'm not doing it nearly as long. But the after, like today, I'm depressed because I fucked up. Like I almost like relapsed. You know, that's what it feels like.
Oh my god.
It's a relapse on this.
I feel better that I talked about it though.
Yeah.
There you go.
really.
So you got it out.
Yeah.
And
That
that's
was
what
my
talk
feels this
therapy
morning.
Yeah.
does. If you
Oh yeah,
so-
they keep
so-
telling me I need to go to therapy because I'm going through a divorce. So that's why he's making like the
I
thing
think
about
that's
therapy.
I think that's a great idea.
But I don't know though, because I feel like I'm be judging my therapist because like I want to know like is your life together? Do you?
It
have
doesn't
your
matter.
shit
It doesn't
dialed?
matter. They know all. They know how. They're no matter how fucked up their lives are. Because here's the deal. Like I coach people, and I make them do things that sometimes I suck at. You know, it's like
Yeah.
they know. They studied the mind, and they did all those
Right,
things.
but why is their shit fucked off?
it ain't
if they
because
went-
They're not all like
they
that.
haven't
They're not all like
done
that.
that. Some of them haven't gotten that far in the work yet, but
You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you.
but
a
a
question.
good therapist, just to explain what a good therapist does, they do nothing except for help
Guide you.
Yeah.
to you finding the best answer for you specifically. Because Emily and I could have the exact same problem. And we could go see the exact same therapist, and the solution could look totally
Totally
different.
It's like if you go to a surgeon and you're getting
Sure.
some kind of just because they haven't done that surgery to themselves, or does that mean they're not good at what they do?
No, but if I'm going to go get my boobs done, I hope my plastic surgeon's wife looks banging.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
if she has a shoddy boob job,
well,
then
then,
like that's
yeah,
not good.
Well,
But you know what I mean?
what if he married
That's
a
a
girl
pretty
that
good-
maybe he married somebody that didn't even want to ever have plastic
Yeah.
surgery? What about that?
That
Well,
ex that I
that's
had
totally
that I
different.
was terrible to actually by
Married a plastic surgeon?
no,
Oh.
she got her boobs done.
After you?
No, during me.
Oh, okay.
What a fucking douchebag I am. Because she saw I texted a girl that she had great tits. Like an asshole.
Oh,
I told her I was a fucking piece
Yeah,
of shit.
yeah.
And then she saw it and she ended up getting a boob job just because of that fucking
Yeah.
text message. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck?
I know women were crazy, right?
Yeah, yeah. In the best way.
she was in love, bro.
Yeah, trying to.
But now she actually like 2 weeks ago thanked me. She's like, thank you for that because I love these things.
Right,
Yeah,
for sure.
and they've worked for me ever since.
Yeah. And she's a bartender and she
Yeah, so she's
the
like,
tips go up.
Tips go up.
yeah.
Tips
So
go
basically I helped her make more money.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so that's the way I'll look at it.
There you go.
There
I don't
you go.
know that the rest of the world's gonna look at
No,
it that
probably
way,
not,
but
but that's okay.
But how did you find your therapist? I'll take notes.
Well, here's the deal. I've had several.
Okay.
Okay. Because I'm a veteran, I go
Yeah.
to the VA, so
Sure.
they would just stick me with people.
Okay.
That didn't always work out.
Right.
There was one that recommendations really. I had
Okay.
people come up to me that say, "This woman's so great, she's awesome," but I think it all comes down to who you vibe with. Like I might think my therapist is the best therapist
Sure.
in the world, and then you go to him and they're like, because you didn't vibe with that person.
Yeah.
The last guy I had, we just fucking, we vibed perfectly. And it was like talking to like a best friend almost.
Yeah.
And then he would give me, talk me through all the bullshit and
Maybe I'll give it a whirl.
that's
You
what.
need to.
So let
need
me
to.
let
I'm
me
telling
ask
you.
you.
It's like,
Well,
bitch, you
before
need
I
therapy.
well, now I'm not saying you're like crazy or anything.
before I ask you this question, I want to ask her this question: would you prefer a male or a female therapist?
I would assume. I think it would be best
Female.
if I had female.
Yeah.
You should see a male.
You know, it's very weird.
What?
Somebody
just recently said that to you, and I
Yeah,
I overheard
you know-
him.
oh,
I was in
okay.
the room.
Yeah.
It was a therapist that said it
Yeah.
to you. I think it was Bailey, maybe.
No.
No?
It was who we had on the podcast. Ali's sister.
Who's?
Ali.
Oh, Ollie's. Yes, Ollie's sister.
What does
she?
that
No,
mean?
she's a psychiatrist. so
Right. and
she's
she
way
told me-
beyond. She's
She told me that I
a
should see
medical
a man.
doctor.
I don't think that I would be able to sit in a.
For like a divorce, no. I feel like you I don't know. I could.
Oh
Then
no,
what
I
if-
don't.
well,
I
and
don't.
then-
Wait,
and then
no,
what if
we're
he's
trying to
young
get her.
and attractive?
We're trying.
Yeah,
We're,
yeah.
Huh?
Then what if he's young and attractive?
Yeah.
I'm gonna holler at my therapist.
You can
I'm
try.
sure it
you
happens.
can. You can try, but
It's terrible.
if
He'll
they're
lose
a
his
real
license.
if they're a real therapist if they're a real therapist,
I can't see you anymore.
he would
Want to go on a date?
no,
Yeah,
they
exactly.
can't even do that because once they're your therapist, they're never allowed to date you. Therapist is never allowed to date a client.
Do they follow those rules?
Never.
I
Never.
the ones that I know do.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Wait, so
because a lot of them
I'm
have
actually
gone to
I thought
school.
that you
I have a
could.
friend that I met recently, and she is going through a huge thing with her ex. Her ex is a piece of shit and put his hands on her, all sorts of stuff. But they both go to therapy. They're both cops, and they both go to the same person.
Ooh.
And I feel like that's
a
conflict of interest?
yeah, like,
conflict
so
of
she's-
interest.
It's a female, so she's here, and she's also then what I said. She's also very attractive. She sees her, but then the guy also sees her, and I'm like, it's just a weird
So
scenario.
so I had refused to see male therapists because I had issues. I was molested by a dude when I was young, so I hated fucking men. And I always went and saw women therapists. And the truth be told, I was able to manipulate them
Right.
somehow.
I was good at that too. I went to like when I was a piece of shit, drunk,
Yeah.
drug addict, I would manipulate my therapist, and which is crazy. You're paying money to go to these
Totally.
people. You need to tell them the
Truth.
so they can help you. But you sit there and manipulate them
Right.
and make them think
That you're everything's
what a waste.
great, and you know what, you don't need
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
more sessions.
Yeah.
You're doing a fantastic.
Yeah.
So my last therapist was a man, and he
He
was
was?
yeah, and I saw him for 2 years. Told him everything.
Yeah,
Best thing that ever happened.
yeah, you have to
And then I took
I'm going to therapy,
then I took
guys.
do it
took about a year
I'm gonna
break.
do
right
it.
as soon as you leave her.
I took about a year break, and then I went back and saw him for 6 more months to clear up the rest of the wreckage of my
Yeah,
So
presence.
what
And
is-
it's been great.
What do you think the deal is with me seeing a male or a female?
Oh, I don't know if
I
if-
personally,
I don't know.
feel
I
like-
would
I think female,
female,
because
yeah, a
Yeah.
nice, strong female.
yeah, kind of
Maybe a
even what you
loving
said,
one,
like
too.
he's. I mean, they're professionals, so I'm sure it would be fine. But in my head, I'm thinking, okay, so this guy is talking to you, and you're like this damsel in distress, you know,
and
it's
you
like,
want to talk about.
So is he
your
going to give you the
sex
right
life a little
Yeah.
bit?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, female,
Uh-huh.
100%.
Yeah. If he
Tell me more.
leans
Yeah.
forward, okay, not good.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that trend on TikTok, but we did, and we were making fun of the people doing it, but it was funny, right?
Yeah, it was. But this podcast has been awakening for me.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know, it's look, the one
Well, you're
person,
awakened.
Yeah,
Boom.
there you go.
the one person that may be helped from this podcast today is you. And you know, he'd be grateful because he's it says right here he loves the WWE.
Yeah,
I know.
He's been a fan for a long time of the WWE.
I know you played it cool. I would have never thought that.
How
I don't.
you don't fan out? I try
I,
not
I
to either.
especially like,
Well, and not only that, but I feel like if you've already been around a
Yeah.
lot of the girls and
Yeah.
you took photos of them,
and
it's like,
I actually almost got a job with them years and years ago because I went to a meet and greet at SummerSlam here in LA
oh, okay.
years ago. And I was with Triple H, and I walk up to him and I say, hey, you know, he said, where are you from? Where are you from? Blah, blah, blah. West Palm Beach, Florida. I leave. All of a sudden, and I'm sure you know him, Jim, the
Yeah,
head of security.
Jim. Yes, I love Jim.
Chased me down, and he's like, you're from West Palm? I'm from West Palm. And we kind of,
Dude, Jim's a man.
yeah, so we ended up having like, I wouldn't call it a friendship, but we kept
Sure.
in touch, and he actually brought me backstage a few times.
Yeah.
We worked out at the same gym, you know, and they needed someone to do security in NXT, and I ended up, I couldn't uproot myself, but a friend of mine actually took the job,
Oh, okay.
but and then he got fired. But yeah, so I've been around it. You
Yeah.
know. It was kind of cool to take something that I was like
Yeah.
really passionate about and do photography and kind of tie
Yeah.
it together.
For sure. And be like, kind of like intertwined and,
yeah,
and
and-
inserted into it.
Yeah, and cool story. I got to see like the Undertaker's first and last match, so that was pretty.
That
wild.
is cool.
And when I say first match, like this was in the
Yeah.
West Palm Beach Auditorium before he debuted at Survivor Series.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So he did like they did. You know how they'll bring him out
Yes.
to see how the crowd reacts and all this shit. And this is like I don't know, fucking 1980.
Yeah,
and I don't know,
totally.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was a kid, and I was at a live event, and I pulled up the thing one day, and his name was Kane the Undertaker at first, and then they dropped the Kane part off and just called him the Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw that, and I saw his last match, and I was like, you know, that's like 30 years apart.
That is
whatever it is. Yeah, so
wild.
it's pretty cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Damn. Amazing. If people want to seek you out and get coached by you, where do they find you?
Like I said, they can go to @TheWarriorAwakened on Instagram, and then warrioroawakened.com. There's I got a booking sheet, and you can
awesome.
push the button and book a call and
Yeah.
all that fun stuff.
Nice.
I like the name.
Yeah.
What does I got a question right here that I want to ask you because Emily worked so hard on this, and I think it's a dope. What does a warrior mindset mean to you? And how do you cultivate that in others?
Okay, a warrior mindset. Oh, you put me on the spot. Basically, I mean, it was kind of what, to me, it's what I did, and I worked on. That was also one of the big things that I worked on, is changing my mindset, because I've dealt with depression, and I've dealt with anxiety and all these things, and I self-loathing and hating myself, and having a positive mindset. I listen to positive affirmations every day. Positive self-talk. People would think I'm a fucking weirdo, because if they like watch me in my house, like constantly talking to myself, looking in the mirror and talking to myself, hyping myself up. I've just learned to like just really love myself and put myself in a mindset where, I just can't be stopped. I know I've gotten to the point where I know that I'm going to be successful. I know that I'm good at what I do. I know, before I would be kind of like, oh, am I good? Am I, imposter syndrome? Am I, I've learned to give myself the confidence and really adapt a mindset that just, I feel like I can't be stopped, and it was through positive affirmations, positive self-talk. I read Atomic Habits, which was a cool book.
Yeah, read that.
And learning about like habit forming and just, just really adopting just a better mindset, a more positive mindset, getting, leaving a fixed mindset and, adapting a growth mindset. So all that together and just feeling like I just having a mindset that I'm fucking good at what I do and I can't be stopped.
I love that.
And how do you cultivate that in your clients?
Well, I mean, it's hard, because I feel like you have to be open to it. And if you're not open to it, I've had people succeed, and I've had people that don't succeed because they think it's a bunch of like, weird shit. Like if I'm telling them hey, I want you to put like what's called a chief aim statement, which is basically who you want to be like a year from now, and read it as you are that person right now, like tape it to your thing and read it every single morning. And I want you to listen to this goofy little positive affirmation with cheesy little music in the background and start, talking to yourself better. And that we go through lessons, and I we'll go on one-on-one calls and we'll talk about it. And then, none of that shit, when we're talking, we don't have any of that shit. You're not talking bad about yourself. You're not talking about how you didn't accomplish anything, how, your fault. So just kind of guiding them through that with lessons and talks and one-on-one talks and stuff like that.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, some will, some won't.
Yeah.
It's just like sobriety.
Yeah.
Each individual has to have the willingness to do it.
Yeah.
So it's like if you have the willingness to do any type of program that you, I guess, desire.
In the 12 steps, they call it the how, right? The how. You know what the how is? Honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. With these, we are well on our way. Honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. Thanks for coming on the show and being
Absolutely.
vulnerable, honest,
Yeah.
and vulnerable.
I try to be.
No, it's good shit, man.
Yeah.
Because we don't really know what to expect when we sit down and do a podcast, and I really enjoyed getting to know you. That's what I like about this podcast, because I get to know
meet all sorts of people.
I get to yeah. And most of the people that we meet have a very similar mindset to what we have, which I would probably think that's the reason why they seek us out to come on the podcast in the first place, because we rarely seek people out to come on the podcast.
I think I wrote a DM.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I saw a post and it said like looking for people. I was like,
that was I posted that right after right after the breakup.
Yeah.
Natalie's breakup. No, my breakup. I just call it mine.
It is yours. I have nothing to
Emily,
do with it.
whose is it? It's ours, all of ours. Yeah, we
all got divorced too.
Yeah.
From mine.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we had to pick a side. We had to choose. You came to us one day and said, I'm actually going to file for divorce. And you sat there and you said, you guys can either, choose to.
No, I didn't. I did not ask you to pick a side. Do not say that. I agree with you. Where this is, even though I'm coming out of a 10-year marriage, I don't have any regrets where I
No.
wasn't a shitty ass person. Like I look back and I wasn't. I mean, of course, there's gonna be things of both him and I, but nothing like I used to be.
Yeah.
Where like
All that stuff mold you.
Yeah.
Everything, all the mistakes
And
I've
that
made,
is what I'm
everything,
proud of.
all the relationships. I'm telling you, like every relationship I've been in, at least the more serious ones, have molded me and brought me on this journey. Like, and I'm so grateful. Like I told you, that one girl got me sober. The last girl I dated really kind of leveled me up when, you know, I don't know, for some reason with her, I wanted to be the best and provide. And I focused on this coaching thing, and I fucking zeroed in on it. And now I'm just like, I've got this, you know, I just can't, like I said, I feel like I can't be stopped, and I'm just on a good trajectory right now.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
absolutely.
you so much.
Yeah. Okay.